everyone. Thank you very much for coming. Very special day for us, indeed, actually. So I hope that I can make the presentation in about 20 minutes, and then we have 10 minutes for Q&A later on. But maybe we can start with a very quick question to the audience. How many of you actually do know about what we do? What does the company do? 4 or 5 people. OK. I will need to go for the introduction of the company, what we do, etc. So first of all, I'm an engineer by training. I then moved into the financial and sales part of the company. But I'm actually one of the founders of the company nearly 20 years ago. I was much younger by then. I'm also the chairman of the Spanish Association for Interactive TV. So what do we do? First of all, we do software. We don't do any hardware. We are in the media space. Our customers are pay TV platforms, like people like Sky, people like Virgin, people like BT. So those providing content to final consumers. So we are not a business-to-consumer company. We are a business-to-business company. We develop software for those pay TV platforms. They will give you content. They need a clever way to give you the content. They need software that runs on set-top boxes, is running on mobile phones, is running on the web, is running on smart TVs. You need people that are able to do that in a clever way. So we are one of the top companies. It's a niche market in a very big sector, and growing sector. And we are a niche company in that sector, very well known for what we do. Okay. We have been in this market for a long time, but most of this time in a professional services business. We were doing what our customers were asking us to do. So do this application, do this application, do this application. We learned a lot, but we were not making any IP. We were not creating any value. So some years ago, we decided to invest a lot of money to create value, to bring to the market our own ideas, and to anticipate the products for our customers. Because the biggest challenge they always have is they have a need, they have an idea, they have a market to address, but they don't have time for this to be deployed from scratch. They need companies that have something that they can use, and they want it to be done and deployed on time. So instead of years, it's a few months. If you have the IP to do that, you're in a very good position. So we developed this IP. Okay? We have been working with several customers. We have many partners. We are well known, and our technology is quite unique. It's very difficult to get into this market. Barriers of entry are related to the credibility of the company in terms of the technical reliability, and we have been developing this reliability over many years. So what's our market? Basically, we work worldwide. This software, we don't need to have offices everywhere in the world. So basically, we have some technical offices, mostly in Europe, some support offices in other places, and salespeople around the world. Okay? The size of the market is growing quite rapidly, especially in emerging areas in which you have low-class people that are coming into middle class and are willing to have pay TV services and other things. So we are quite well established. We are well known in the Americas, especially in Latin America. We speak Spanish quite well. Okay. And we have been extending our activity to other markets like Eastern Europe and Southeast Asia with some success in the last few months. So physical presence, technical presence, we have offices with developers both in Spain and the UK. We have support people here. We are opening support here also for the Asian market. And we have salespeople in basically all the regions. So what do we do? Specifically, what do we do? Oh, I would love all of you basically to deal with our software. And from time to time, we go to events and we bring our own software. You can play with that. But today, I will just give you some slides and I will present a video that will be much easier for you to understand what we do. Okay, so first of all, our main product, our flagship product is called Iris. And the user experience that you get, basically the way you manage your content, is the user experience is called Inspire. So Iris Inspire is what most of our customers are buying these days, from smart TVs, set-top boxes, on the web, iPhones, iPads, whatever you can imagine now. We are covering most of the range, if not almost all of the range of the devices in which you would like to consume content. And you interact between them. Okay? So if you just want to consume content on the move, we have customers that are not willing to have a set-top box in your household. Yes, the software for your mobile phone, the software for your web browser, we do that. We have some customers that are out of the set-top box business, and it's fantastic, it's perfect. And we just have the OTT platform for them that is based on Iris also. Important, all the data that this is being generating. If you have 100,000 customers, 1 million customers, all of them interacting with your software every day, many hours a day, you are generating tons of data, terabytes of data. Okay? So you need to analyze that properly, because this is the key to offer the good content to the right people. So it's offering you something based on what you have been consuming before, the time of the day, even the speed you are managing the system, navigation you are doing across the screens. So this is extremely important information. So we have a tool for that is called Logic. Okay? You can buy all of that, or you can just buy a fraction of that. And this is obviously incremental revenue for us if a customer is willing to get all the intelligence on our platform. And specifically for some customers, like kids, we have specific applications like Mirada Kids. This is very easy to manage. It's very safe for children. We have other tools like for the World Cup, we made a specific application that's called Aficionados for the Latin American market, where they are crazy about football, as you can imagine. Okay, so they have a specific applications from time to time to a specific sector or events. So let me just show you a video, because it will speak much better than me about what we do. If you have at home something like a SkyQ, the most advanced tool from Sky, you would have seen some of these functionalities. We have other functionalities that are not present in the UK yet. Okay, so full Netflix integration that we announced this morning, actually, or the capability of searching for a content across different source providers to move content from your device to the screen, pause it on your device, then it becomes a remote control, and then you can manage all your experience from your remote control, that is your mobile phone. You can have several mobile phones managing the same user experience across many devices. So this is quite unique. And when I say quite unique is we participate in many deals. I will give you some numbers later on in the presentation, but we are always, always, without failure, in the top 3, at least, in every proposal we go. So technically and from the marketing point of view, our proposal is always one of the most compelling ones for customers. So how can you be there with your size? We are not the biggest company, but I always like this physics formula is pressure. Pressure is force divided by area or by surface, okay? We are very good on what we do. That is very, very tiny surface. Even without a lot of force, you can make a lot of pressure in the market. So we have a lot of pressure because we are doing this, specifically this, and we don't do other things. So many customers around the world. The top 3 are actually Easy, that is the largest Hispanic customer in Latin America. ATN is a NASDAQ-based company with properties in the Caribbean and in the mid-states, in Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4 customers in the United States that we signed about a year ago and just recently launched the first deployment in Bermuda. SkyTel is our first customer actually in Asia. It's based in Mongolia. Okay? Or Digital in Bolivia, in Latin America. Okay. Other names in the UK we have been working with, BBC, BT, still customers, but for other products that we did in the past, very, very small things. Our main products, services, our main product has only been deployed over the last 2 years and a half, over these 4 customers now with the SkyTel. And this is the reason of our growth, because this is recurrent revenue. Okay, so some references from partners. Basically, they speak for themselves. Our partners think that the product is beautiful and easy to manage. I prefer the easy thing. If you are able to find the content very, very quickly, this is the main objective of this product, to save you time. And when saving you time is fulfilling the purpose. And this is our customer, one of the directors of our customer. They believe, and obviously we try to agree, that this is the most advanced product in the region. And the region in this case is Latin America. Okay? Easy has 4.5 million subscribers. So it's not a small customer. So recent journey. I want to begin the journey actually with the commercial launch of our product in 2016. This is the first launch of Iris, that is the flagship product, in Mexico. We started from scratch. We were selected because we had another 2 customers for our user interfaces, not this specific product in the region, and we were able to actually defeat people like Cisco or Motorola. Cisco was the runner-up, and we finally won this. Okay? As I say, Surface, Force, we just do this. So we were able to defeat these big guys. In a few months, we were able to reach the 500,000 set-top boxes mark. 1 million about a year and a half ago. 1.7 million in December is now more than 2 million. Was more than 2 million actually in March. So we have our software just in Mexico running over more than 2 million devices, more than 2 million set-top boxes specifically. That is just a quarter of this customer, so still a long way to go. After winning this customer, we were able to prove the market that the product was good enough for large deployments that we were able to deliver. So we had another 3 contract wins in about a year. So Digital, AT&I, and SkyTel. Okay, hopefully we will be announcing more deals soon. In terms of the commercial launch, this is Bermuda, and this is Bolivia. This means that licenses will start being reflecting in our P&L just in this fiscal year, not in previous fiscal years. So we have been growing a lot in terms of licenses just with 1 customer. Now with 4 customers, we expect this obviously to be much bigger. How do we earn money? Basically, we do the multi-screen solution, and then we have 2 kinds of customers. They could be willing to buy a perpetual license for a household or for a box forever. This is more usual in really big customers like Easy. Or they could choose to pay us a monthly fee. This is what we prefer, and most of the deals that we are making these days are based on this software as a service model. What does it mean? An example. You have a 100,000 subscribers customer. They start using our solution. They will pay lower setup fees, and they will pay you between $1 and $2 a month per household. So if it is 100,000 subscribers and they are paying for all the subscribers, it will be between $100,000 or $200,000 a month for you. Last year revenue were $12 million. The year before, $8 million. We have been growing at about 40% year by year from last year to this year. So just 1 customer of 100,000 subscribers makes a difference in terms of license fees. And we just started with the Mexican customer. Okay, now we have 4. So once they have bought the licenses and they are paying recurrent licenses or one-off licenses, they will still need to pay for the support and maintenance. And every update in the product could be a change request, professional services base. I want you to do exactly this. That is not part of your product. Or it could be an upgrade on the product, and they would need to pay an additional license for that. So one thing I like a lot is I created this company with some partners 19 years ago. We have not lost a customer in 19 years. Especially for this product, this is very, very unique. Why is this? This is a very sticky, very specific sector. Once you deploy a product in a customer, it will stay for a very long time because it's very difficult to replace that. Okay, so the difficult thing is to win a customer. It takes a long time to win a customer. Actually, average time to win a customer is between 12 months and 18 months. It's a long time between the moment you start discussing to the moment you end up your discussions and you win or you lose. But when you are there, you are a partner for life. How do we do ourselves? First of all, we have some good partners out there, okay? We work with people like Google. We announced the deal with Netflix this morning. We work with people like Indra that are reselling our software in other places. Indra is like Capita, but in Spain. They are the biggest IT company in Spain, and they have presence in all the world. Cisco, Microsoft, Huawei, we work with all of them. Less than with Huawei these days, I must say, but still there. Okay, and we present in shows. We go to trade events. These are the main three trade events we are presenting across the world. This one in the States, this one in Singapore, and this one in Amsterdam. Okay, we actually presented in Singapore this year, and it was extremely good. We got this for free, by the way. It was very good. So we had an increase in the presence of interested customers in our booth of about 50%. That is giving us a reference on how we are increasing our market reach, the acceptance and the appeal of our product. So 50% more people visiting our stand interested in the product this year than last year. So this is translating actually in the number of deals that we are involved and the number of opportunities. You can see here that this is the year in which we commercially launched our product. We are basically doubling, more than doubling actually, the number of opportunities we participate on year by year. So it only takes 20%, 30% chance on winning one of opportunity, being 1 on 3 or 1 on 4, to create 1, 2, 3 new customers a year of the size I told you before. Okay, these are customers interested, and these are customers that really go for a request for proposal in which you participate. And as I said, we are always, without an exception, in the top 3. Okay, so what about the financials? In terms of revenue, this is the most important thing. Licenses growth, because we don't have any cost attached, direct cost attached to licenses. Okay, these are professional services. We had this reduction last year because of the Trump effect in Mexico. Our largest customer is in Mexico, and they had uncertainties about what was going to happen, so they reduced the investment, and we were able to maintain actually the level of revenues, and the licenses were growing. We had a big growth in licenses just from one customer from last year to this year, 2.6 million to 4.1 million. So this year we ended, and we just announced the results on 12.3 million. So it's a 40% increase from 8.3. But the most important thing is how we are growing in terms of licenses. In terms of net debt, it's important to remark, we have a very large shareholder, okay, that was a customer and decided to invest because he knew the business upside down. So last year we had not the capability of this shareholder to inject money directly. So he lent money to the company, and we did a whitewash at the end of last year to be able to put him over the 30% threshold. Okay. So net debt has been obviously reduced, and we are expecting this to reduce even further as we are generating money. In terms of EBITDA, last year we continued investing in these deployments, especially in ATNI and Bolivia. Okay. And we came to black this year mainly because of the license fees and how they are coming across our revenues. Obviously, we are expecting this to grow dramatically now. So as a summary, just 3 very important things. We are a growth company, and we are growing rapidly in a growth market. The technology is proven, and we are reliable, and this is key for this customer, for this market. The customers really look for someone that is able to deliver, and we have been proving that we are able to deliver. And we have the references to prove that. So you are in this market, you need to be able to have a very good product, and you need to be able to prove that you are able to deploy that in large scales. So now we have been able to do that. We are just benefiting from the growth of license fees across our accounts. Okay, and I think that's beginning of questions time.
Do you have plans for further expansion into Asian markets?
Yes, we have a representative in Singapore. We have a global agreement with Indra that is mainly focused in the Philippines. In the Philippines, there are interested customers in our technology, and we are pushing a lot. So it's a 200 million population market, so it's obviously very interesting for us. So we have our first customer now in Asia. There is a SkyTel in Mongolia that is serving us as a reference in the region. But we are pushing a lot for the Asian market because it's a very, very important market for us.
Question here?
Yeah. So who provides the delivery content for platforms that we already know, like BBC and ITV today? Because they look very similar to what you showed.
BBC and the ITV, they are broadcasters, okay? They have content and they provide the content. They have tools like the OTT tools that we provide, not at this level of sophistication, and they don't travel across devices, okay? Our main market is a larger market, that is the pay TV market. So it's basically people like Sky or like BT. I'm not saying that we cannot sell this kind of software for broadcasters, and we are working on that. But the largest market here is the market on the pay TV, where we are well established.
So the differentiator, is that kind of multi-device, moving the content from one thing to another, screen to screen to screen, and the interactivity, that's kind of the key differentiator for you?
Is one of the differentiators. The other one, and it's good you ask, is the increase of content consumption that you can get with our technology. So just an example, a customer in Mexico, 500,000 households. When we replace 150,000 households, we were generating more consumption than the other 350,000 households, our software and Microsoft software. So we were replacing Microsoft software, and we were more than doubling the consumption. It's quite unique in terms of the user experience and how you can find the content and use the content. It's much easier, much better.
Question in the back.
Hello, thank you for your presentation. The prices of shares went up so sharply today. Could you explain why?
Can anyone explain that? Longest story short, no. Because short answer, no, I cannot explain that. We have been working with partners like Netflix for a long time. So we just did an RNS reach today telling the market that we deployed our Netflix technology in one customer in Mexico. If I need to make a guess, my guess is that most people don't know what we do. And when they realize that we work with big people like Netflix, they say, okay, this must be more important than what I thought. And we do that with people like Netflix or people like Google. So imagine that we announced today that we have been working with Google in a project. We are working with Google in a project. But we do that every day, and Google has been in the list of partners for a while now. We have been presenting this a few times. So it's just people don't know us. And when they realize that we work with big people and you have big names like Netflix there, then just they pay attention. Okay? We have been competing against people half our size, hugely loss-making people, not the customers we have, and they have been selling their companies to bigger partners for 20 million, 30 million, 40 million recently. Our market valuation today, after the sharp increase, is 12 million, and we are much bigger than these companies. So I think that we are just under the radar. They don't know what we do.
A question here.
Jose, could you tell me how big is the addressable market at the moment, and how large do you anticipate it will be in about 5 years' time? And who currently are your major competitors, and where do you stand on the, if you like, the league table of players in this area?
Okay, I will give you my own estimates because some specific areas of this market there are not researches for that. The research for the pay TV market in general, there are roughly 300 million subscribers across the globe. Okay. In the digital market, if you just go analog and digital, most of the market is going digital now. It's double that. It's like 600 million subscribers. If I want to tell you about our addressable market in terms of customers, number of customers, I would say that we are in a number of roughly 300 to 400 customers across the globe, okay? And there are only, I would say, maximum 10 companies that can do what we do.
And who are the biggest?
The biggest is TiVo. Probably you have heard the name because they were the providers for Virgin Media. This is like 100 times us in terms of size. Not very good in terms of product, I must say. I hope that they watch this video. Okay, not very good. And we are consistently beating them in all technical trials. Okay, and we were able to beat them in Televisa, in DC.
I said a quick one, Jose. The likes of Sky, do they do this sort of thing in-house? Or are they using one of your competitors?
Another very good one. Out of the 300, 400, there are 5, 6 that are over the 10 million subscribers mark. People that don't really mind much about the money they spend on the solution. So they prefer to do that with an inside team, like 1,000 engineers. We are about 150 people. They would save more than 80% of their cost if they were just using our solution instead of using internal resources to do that. But yes, we cannot offer this to these big guys if they continue investing their own resources to do this.
So your sweet spot, perhaps, without putting words in your mouth, those growth companies who don't have the resources to invest, they can buy it in.
Or they don't want to invent the wheel. Okay, so you can have enough money if you are, say, I don't know, BT, and you believe that you can build your own cars. But it doesn't make much sense for you to build your own cars, okay? Because there are car specialists around the world, and basically there are economies of scale there. So out of these 3, 4, 5, 6 potential customers, the other 300 or 400 customers are our addressable market.
Okay. Question here at the front, please, Pete.
Your data product, I can't remember the name of it. It's providing data to content providers primarily, I believe. Who else would be interested in it? Who else would pay for the data?
Well, we don't sell the data. We don't sell the data, okay? We use the data to improve the user experience. The most likely market for this, that we don't have anything yet announceable, is the advertising market. So you can benefit a lot from the user experience, and you can make a different kind of product instead of a subscription video on demand in which you pay a monthly fee. You pay much less than that, and you allow this to have advertising for you, like YouTube. So our product is able to give you enough information to create a available advertising proposition. So advertisers, agencies, these kind of companies could be also interested in that. And us actually having some fraction of the advertising revenue being generated. There's potential for the future.
Gentleman here, please.
Thank you for the talk. I think you said that software as a service was your preferred mode of delivery. Could you tell me what proportion of your revenues comes through that, and also could you tell me what the remaining duration is on your 3 top contracts with the software as a service offering?
Our customers on software as a service are the new customers. Okay, so everything that we have been signing after Easy, after Televisa, the first customer was on a CapEx model. Okay, we are now starting generating the software as a service revenues. I can tell you that just one of these customers, in terms of the lifelong value, the duration of the contract, can be actually bigger than Televisa at some point. You just need to figure out if you pay $3 or $5 or $10, say, for a household, just one-off, this is CapEx. If you pay $1 a month, this is OpEx. Over 3, 4, 5 years, this is obviously much more interesting for us, and even if they are not paying support and maintenance, and they are paying support and maintenance. In terms of duration of contracts, minimum duration is usually 3 years. Average 4 or 5 years, we really don't mind. And why is it? This is very strange, but customers are so sticky that the moment they have our software installed in their households, it's very difficult that they will leave us, even if the contract is over. So I could sign tomorrow a 1-month contract with one of these customers, and I would be more than happy because they don't leave. It's very difficult for them to leave.
Jose, thank you very much indeed. We're out of time there. Thank you.